get out your pen and paper or your device, however you take notes. We're going to talk about the top 5 fundamentals you need for your makeup case. I realize that everyone doesn't have the fundamentals, and as a makeup artist, it is, even though I appreciate business, it's my job to make sure that there's education alongside with it. So what I decided to do was to get everybody ready to go, because if I can't do your makeup, then you should be able to do your own, right? Any good look always starts with a good foundation. So think of a house. You know, when you're about to paint your house, what do? You have to put down a primer, and then you have to put down paint. So when you are creating a face, when you're creating a look, it's the same thing. You have to have a really good foundation in order for your makeup to stay all day and to also just look great in front of the cameras. Now, nowadays, I don't know if you've noticed, but the cameras are so unforgiving. They are in HD, they're in 4G, or however you say it, but they are clear and there is no room for error. So it is so important to have the right products in your kit in order to create the look that you want. And a good foundation is just the place to start. First, you want to start with a good primer. Just like I always said with the house, when you're about to paint your house, you have to prime the house first. And the same goes for your skin, especially if you're going to be in front of the camera or if you have a long day ahead of you. As an actor, when you go on set, you're on set for a really long time, or you're in front of the camera for a really long time, sometimes 8 to 10 to 16-hour days. And in order for your makeup to have staying power, you have to make sure that you set your skin first and then lay your foundation the right way. So the way to start that is, of course, with a clean skin. We want to get into skincare today, but the first step is primer. Now, sometimes I don't like using primers, but when you have a long day ahead, if you're going to be on set, going to be on camera, I think it's best to use one. The reason why is because it gives the skin, it gives the makeup a place to lay, and it lays nicely, and also it will stay a lot longer. Any primer that you have, it should go with your skin type, if that makes sense. So like some primers will say words like poreless or luminous or no pores. All those are keywords to what kind of formula it is. So based off of your skin type, you want to get the right primer in order to go with your makeup. So for instance, if you see something that says poreless, that means that it's about to most likely be really, really matte. So if you have oily skin or you have combination skin, that's a good formula. If you have more dry skin, something that has a luminous look might be a little bit better because it's a little bit more moisturizing, and it'll help your makeup go on a lot better. So once you've picked out your favorite primer, then you go on to your foundation. There are all kinds, and when I say all kinds, there are so many brands out there. And everyone has their own preference. Some people have allergies. Some people are, one brand just oxidizes. So that means when it dries, sometimes it can change colors completely. But it just depends on you. So once you have found a really good foundation, it's really good to find the right shade, but then also the right formula. And also the right formula for the camera. So again, the cameras are so unforgiving. So sometimes a look that you might do for in person might not work for in front of the camera, but the best way to figure it out is to go in front of the camera and to check. But I have a couple of tricks. I have a couple of products that I go to when I know that my clients are going to be on camera. Makeup Forever is one of those brands that is basically for the camera. Everyone doesn't really like it, but if you can find, if you're into Makeup Forever, I really do like the product, especially because it does have like a skin finish. So I don't know if you can see this, but it says HD skin. And that tells me that it's going to look like skin. So when you have these like really high def cameras, it's good that your face looks like skin. It doesn't look like you have, pancake all over your face. So I do like this this brand for some people. Other people, they don't really like Makeup Forever, but it's all about what you like. And then there are your OG brands like MAC. MAC has been around forever. And again, it's all preference, but I do have a lot of clients that like MAC, especially this is the Studio Fix Fluid, and they use this a lot. So whatever it is, make sure that you find the right formula. Some other brands that I really like would be Estee Lauder. I really like Charlotte Tilbury. These are all brands that they look really good on camera. Okay. And they're a little bit more expensive, but if you're going to spend money on something, spend it on something like your foundation. Let's see what's next. Okay. Next would be concealer. So concealer is really important for you daybreak anchors, for you actors and performers that have really early call times, or if you have if you're going to be up late or up early, it's important to have a really good concealer to hide the bags, if you know what I mean. So again, it's all preference. Some of my favorite brands would be NARS. I like Huda's concealers. There's Shape Tape. There's all kinds. But really take the time to figure out what works best for your skin and what looks best. But a good concealer is always a go-to, especially for under the eye and any blemishes around the mouth. Very, very important. Let's see what's next. Next is, now you have your primer, then you have on your foundation, then you have on your concealer. So your face should probably look really blank. And I'll probably do a tutorial one day so you guys can see me apply. But just if you're getting ready to fill your kit up, this is a good way just to kind of get started. So you have everything on, then you have to set it, because right now everything is wet. And so in order for it to really stay all day, you have to set it correctly. And if you don't set it correctly, then you'll be sweating all day, you'll have a lot of oil, and especially if you are under the lights, if you are, especially news lights, shine is like, it's always an issue in front of news. I don't know why, but I guess it's because the lights are like right here. So the shine is always right here and right here. So a really good way to combat that is setting your makeup really, really well with quality products. So a few that I like, another OG is Studio Fix by MAC. I like this because it's not just a setting powder, it's also a foundation. So there is coverage that goes with this. So when you're setting your makeup, it can be like another layer of coverage if you have blemish or if you have hyperpigmentation or just skin discolorations. I really like this, but I don't like this when it's time to like touch up, because you keep adding color and it can look muddy. But I do like this as a if we're going to do this paired together, just to make sure you have a really good foundation. Then there's translucent powder, which I prefer. I like translucent powders because they are light and the skin looks just like you. It doesn't look cakey, it doesn't look heavy. A few brands that I like are Minted, and they are relaunching this summer. I'm super excited about that, but I love Minted's lines. I also like Milk Makeup. They have a really good one. One Size has a really good one. And then also, for your really super hot days, if you have a wedding, if you are covering a race, I don't know, outside, if you are going to be on set all day and it's hot and you're in Georgia and you're sweating, this is a great brand. I love Dermablend. It really sucks. It sucks every bit of oil out of your pores. I like it because it doesn't look white. It looks white and scary. And I know you have dark skin, you're like, yo, that's not for me. But it really is for everyone. And I really like using this at the very, very end because it really does get rid of shine instantly and it lasts all day. I think it's called like, I call it my 24-hour powder because literally I can have a bride in the morning and she'll call me and say my makeup is still on, and that mostly is because I have set her with this Dermablend. It has lasted through the cake, through the kiss, through the dancing, through the open bar. It lasts. Dermablend is a big one. And last but not completely least, a setting spray. A setting spray is another really good way to set in your makeup, especially if it's hot, if you're having a long day. But all setting sprays are not the same. Okay, so some of them are luminous, some of them are illuminating, which means they have like these little flecks of gold and silver and all this kind of stuff. And then there are some that are just mattifying and waterproof. So brands I love will be Charlotte Tilbury. I like hers. I like this one. This one's by One Size. It's called until dawn. This one's really good. And then sometimes I like to mix them. So I'll do Charlotte Tilbury's on the bottom, and then I'll put this one size on top, and it lasts all day. And it's not to say that that you won't have any shine, because your body, you're alive. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be generating oil and things like that. So if that happens, my last tip that you need in your bag would be oil blotting sheets. I found these when I was on set myself one day, and the set makeup artist had them in her kit, and she gave me a handful of them to put inside of my costume, because she said, I won't be out there with you, so you'll need to be dabbing your own self. So I was like, yo. And so she told me where she got them from. I'm always in the makeup artist business when I'm on set. I'm like, what you got there? What are you using? Because I want to know so I can share with y'all too. You know what I'm saying? So these are really good, and they're really super inexpensive. You get them from Amazon. They're a natural oil absorbing sheet, but they're like bamboo charcoal or something. And I know you've probably seen these before, but I really like this brand. But, I guess I'm just perfect. There's none on here. But usually it sucks up like all the different like oils that you have. And it's also better to sometimes do this before you start putting more powder on, because it can start to look cakey. So sometimes just a simple blot is all you need to refresh your makeup. You know what I'm saying? So these are really great. Men and women can use these. These are great for anybody that just kind of oils up, especially around your T-zone. I like to use them here, and then it's a quick toss, and you don't need to have a brush and, makeup with you. So I hope all of this was helpful. I will tag all these products in the bottom. I'm new at this, so I don't even know how you say it, but I will tag the products. And if you have questions, just reach out. So I hope you learned something, and let me know if you picked up any of these products and what you think. Tell me. Or do you have any products that you like that you want to share? Let me know too. So until next time, love you guys. Bye.